Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my English comfort zone. Today, we will complete our idea about the present perfect simple or present simple perfect. I'm going to talk about the uses of the present perfect simple. But before starting the new idea, I'm going to remind you with some ideas I have talked about it before in the previous video. I told you about the meaning of the present perfect simple, and I said mainly the present perfect simple refers to an action that started in the past but it still has an effect in the present. The verb may go on till the present time. And then I give you some idea about the form, and I say the form of the present perfect simple to use the verb to have in the present simple form, have or has as auxiliary or auxiliary verb plus the past participle plus the past participle form of the verb. So we have or has plus the past participle form of the verb. Then I talked about it, or I give you some idea about it. Some idea about the form of the present perfect simple, and I said it is called perfect and present at the same time for two reasons. From the meaning side and from the form side. And from the form side, because we use the present simple form of verb to have or has, plus this is present, and perfect because we use the perfect form of the verb or the past participle form of the verb. And of the meaning, because the present perfect, it is present because the verb may go on up to now and also may have an effect on the present. This is present, and it is perfect because it already started and may be ended completely in the past. This what I said the last time, and also I told you how to form the past participle of a verb, and I said the past participle form of verbs in English are of two types: regular and irregular ones. Regular verbs simply add ed if there is no final E, or D if there is a final E at the end of the base form of the verb. And for the irregular verbs, we said that irregular verbs in English do not have any particular idea to be done with it. So we have to memorize we have to learn them by heart. After that, I complete the idea by giving you a list of all irregular verbs in English, and I give you good news that irregular verbs in English are not too many. So the majority of verbs in English are regular. And then I give you some idea about the different forms for the affirmative, for the negative, for the question, for the answer of the using the present perfect. And say, for example, he has walked to school, and if we wanted to add a negative idea or we want to change the sentence into negative, we simply negate the verb, the helping verb or the auxiliary. So have not, or has not. And if you wanted to form a question, we simply substitute or make an inversion between the subject, like he, she, it, whatever, and verb to have or has after. So he has changed into has, he, she has she, and so on. Then today I am to give you a new idea about the uses of the present perfect. Present perfect in English has a lot of uses. Yes, for example, the first one, and the one that nearly all learners know about, that the present perfect simple is used to indicate an action or to express an action. Do you mean by the action the verb that started and ended in the past? Both start and ended. Remember, but it still has an effect on the present. Like what, for example, when I say I have watched a play by William Shakespeare, for example, or read a play by William Shakespeare, we say, I have done this before, but what is the effect now? I still remember some events of the play. I still remember the setting. I still remember the characters, the plot of the play, and so on. I still have some details or remember some details about the play. So this what do we mean by the effect on the present. Number 2, we can use the present perfect to assure the duration. And we mean by the duration, how long the time taken by a verb, the duration of something that started in the past, but it is still going in the present. So it started in the past, but it is found up to now. So we can use the present perfect to explain, like she has had chickenpox since Tuesday. Started having or maybe started having on Tuesday, but up to now she is still infected by chickenpox, or she still has chickenpox. So we assure here the duration, how long time, how much time the verb took from the past up to the present. Number 3. We can use the present perfect tense to refer to an action performed during a period of time that hasn't finished yet. So the verb started in the past. The verb started in the past in a period of time that is still going on now. The period of time doesn't finish up to now. Like, if I say, for example, she has been to the cinema 2 times this week. She has been to the cinema 2 times this week. So we can say the time is still going. It doesn't finish. It is not over up to now. Okay? So this is the third use of the present perfect. Then we have number 4. We can use the present perfect to refer to a repeated action in an unspecified period of time between the past and the present. So the verb is repeated between the past and the present. It has been done in the past and it is still being done in the present, and repeated many times. So this is called we can use the present perfect to express this verb. Like, for example, we have visited London 3 or several times. I can say that I may be in London while talking. I started visiting London maybe some years ago, or like this, but the verb of visiting has been repeated many times, and it is still repeated up to now. So we can use the present perfect in order to give an idea about the repetition of some actions in an unspecified period of time between the past and the present. Number 5. We can use the present perfect simple to refer to an action that was completed in a recent or in near time in the past. A recent time in the past has been done, the verb has been done or has finished a very short time before now, a very short time before the present. Like what, for example, when I say, I have just visited my friend, I have just written my homework, she has just played some computer games, I have just written my homework, and look at the use of the adverb just here to show or to assure the idea that the verb has finished or has been done a very short time before now. So we can use the present perfect to refer to an action that was completed a very short time before the present. So here we can give a sum up. How can we use the present perfect simple? to indicate an action that happened completely and definitely completely in the past, but it still has an effect in the present. And number two, to assure the duration of an action. And remember here we use the present perfect with the stative verbs. Stative verbs to assure the duration of the verb from the past up to the present. And then we use the present perfect in order to refer to an action performed during a specific time or period of time that is still going on up to now, or it doesn't finish up to now, it hasn't finished up to now. And then we use the present perfect to refer to repeated actions between the past and the present. And then we can use the present perfect to assure an action that started, that has been completed a very short time before the present. Yes, these are 5 uses, and we still have other uses of the present perfect simple. Let us complete. Again, number 6, we can use the present perfect simple to when the precise time of an action is indefinite, imprecise, or unknown. And let me give you a tip here, my tip. In order to know when exactly a verb started and ended in the past, we use the past simple tense. But we don't know exactly when the verb started or even ended in the past, we use the present perfect. Because it's not our point to know when the verb started, but it's our point to know about the duration of the verb, about the effect of the verb, about the continuity of the verb up to the present. This is the present perfect. So when we don't know exactly the time the verb started or ended, we use the present perfect simple. Like when I see someone has eaten my apple, my chocolate, yes, it has been eaten, it was eaten, but when exactly, I don't know. When exactly, I don't know. And it's not our point here to assure the time of starting and ending of the verb. Number 7, we use the present perfect to indicate an action that happened in the past, but it is still important. It is still important up to the present. It is still important up to the present. Like if I say, for example, I have won a prize, I have lost my key. I have won a prize. Yes, it's very important. The verb of winning is very important because I'm very excited up to now. I feel happy and uplifted up to now. And also I have lost my keys. Losing the key is very important here because I'm still outside my house. I can't enter my house. So the verb is very important in the present. Number 8 and final, we use the present simple perfect in order to refer to the future. To refer to the future, yes, simple. And here we can use some conjunctions, some adverbs of time used as conjunctions or relating words between the sentences, like after, before, when, since, as soon as, till, and until. These are used as connectors. Let me give you an idea or give you an example. I will start my lesson as soon as everyone has arrived. As soon as everyone has arrived. Look at the connector, as soon as, or even when, or after, or any one of these connectors is followed by the present perfect. It's followed by the present perfect. And the other sentence is in the future simple. But here is an idea. If we use till or until, the future is negative here. If we use till or until, the future is negative here. That's to say, I give you an example. I say, I want to start the lesson as soon as everyone has arrived. I will not start the lesson as well as everyone has arrived. So we can use these connectors followed by present perfect simple, except for till and until, the future will be in a negative form. So we can use the present perfect in order to when we don't know exactly when the verb started and ended, but it is in the past time. We can use the present perfect to indicate or to express actions that happened and they ended in the past, but they are still important in the present. And we can use the present perfect symbol in order to indicate or to assure the future. Here we can use some connectors like since, when, till, until, before, after, and these connectors are followed by the present perfect, and the other sense will be in the future form. But remember, till and until, the future will be negative. The future will be negative. Like that, I have finished the different uses of the present perfect symbol. This is the end of our part 2 of the lesson. And all the best for you all. Remember that success is the final sum, the final destination of your continuous work. And this is my greeting for you all. Thanks a lot, and see you next time in a very short time.